Hi, my name is Megan Kaun, and I teach applied consciousness science using the ancient technology of Zhineng Qigong. Because this video is about cultivating attention and the ability to stay in the present moment, I am going to do the recommended practice first. And this is going to be a quick 2-minute practice that you can do once a day. And this once a day, 2-minute practice will help you increase your capacity to stay in the present moment. So first, we're going to start with a movement exercise because it really helps to stay in the body. Most of the mindfulness apps and meditations out there aimed at increasing the ability to focus don't incorporate the body. And this is the most important part from the Zhineng Qigong perspective. It's like trying to move a mountain using a feather if you're just trying to do the work from the neck up. You really need to incorporate and get buy-in from the body. So here's our practice. We'll do it together very briefly and just notice how you're feeling now, and we'll notice how you're feeling when it's over. So first, we'll spend 1 minute just shaking. We're just going to bounce, and we're going to shake the head, shake the shoulders, shake the arms, shake the chest, shake the hips, shake the legs, shake the toes, jump up and down, shake the whole body. Just notice how you're feeling. You can close your eyes briefly just to focus in. And then, now that we've got our squigglies out, we'll just spend a minute. So close your eyes, come to your seat. Focus your attention on the center of your head. This is the energy center associated with your pure consciousness. Just focus on the center of your head and we'll say the N sound. It's just the sound of the letter N. Mm, mm. Focus this humming on the center of your head and keep saying the N sound over and over again. Mm, mm. It is impossible to have a stray thought while you're saying the N sound. So here we'll just say N over and over again. Each time there's a thought, say N. Everything is perfect. Just use the vibration to help focus your consciousness. Mm, 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 mm. You can say the N sound quietly or loudly, very fast or slow. Mm, 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 mm. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You've just focused and meditated for a little over a minute. Congratulations. Yay! And that's a big deal. In this day and age, with all of the amazing, wonderful distractions that we have, all of the stimulation, it is hard to focus for a minute. I will admit that I even sometimes have trouble focusing for a minute. And this practice that I just showed you, this very simple moving the body, coming back to yourself through focusing on the energy center that will help you do this the fastest using a vibrational tone that has been proven to be highly effective for coming back to the present moment. This is a really good little trick. And I've taught it in other videos before. I personally use it all the time. You can even say the N sound silently once you've practiced it out loud for a while. And it works really well, especially in social situations or difficult conversations, to just come back to yourself, come back to yourself. And the ability to be in the present moment, the ability to focus attention is really, really powerful. So everything that's happening, by definition, is happening in the present moment. And so if your full attention, if your consciousness is in the present moment, then you are there to meet that moment. If your consciousness is in the past, you are worrying. If your consciousness is in the future, you are afraid. And when you're in worry and fear mode, your energetic vibration is not harmonious. Tons of science studies have shown all the things that happen to your hormone system, your cortisol. Anyhow, you already know all this. We all do. We hear about it every day, but there are very few techniques that feel accessible for people. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. So the cosmology around finding your attention is this. So you who have trouble with attention, I who have trouble with attention, we are able to do complex things. We are able to multitask. We are able to solve complex problems. We are able to play complicated board games. We are able to do all these difficult things. So our medicine is not more complexity. Our medicine is simplicity. Our medicine is boredom. Our medicine is less stimulation. And our medicine is becoming comfortable with less stimulation, with just sitting in the present moment, doing nothing. That's our medicine, right? It's balancing. It's balancing this wonderful ability we have to do all these wonderful, complex things with our brains. And in finding that place where we feel comfortable being in the present moment, it helps to make our brains more active. It helps to activate our prefrontal cortex, which is where all of our creativity comes from. So there's all these suggestions for brain games and work your brain, and that's beautiful, but that might not be your medicine. If you're already thinking about 5 things at once all day and working on complex problems, doing more brain game things is not going to help your brain health. It's not going to help your nervous system. What is focusing and having a growing capacity to be in the present moment. And that practice that we did, just spending 1 or 2 minutes doing a practice on being in the present moment, can make huge, huge benefits in your life. Now, one of the reasons that most of us are looking for stimulation is because the stimulation covers over things that we're uncomfortable with. So when we remove the stimulation, this is often why people have trouble meditating. When we remove the stimulation, now you're stuck with all those things that you're now noticing, feelings in your body, emotions, circular thoughts, regrets, whatever it is. So this practice, eventually, when you deepen into it and are able to sustain it for longer, will include addressing those things. And that's wonderful, because when we address those things, then being in the present moment becomes so much easier, because now we don't at least have those things that we're trying to cover up. And the fastest way to allow those things that are those uncomfortable emotions and feelings, the fastest way to allow them to dissolve and just become pure energy again is to accept them. So those things are like blockages that are keeping you from your full expression. So you are already perfect the way you are. You already have everything that you need to be exactly what you want to be. But there are things that are blocking it, and those things often are emotions and thought patterns and whatnot. So while you're in a consciousness practice, like the one I taught, if you're saying the N sound to yourself, it can be useful you'll start noticing these feelings, body sensations, emotions, and the medicine for you is to accept those feelings. So for example, say I'm meditating and I'm noticing wow, I'm really thinking about this email that I need to send. I just completely accept that. Ah, how la. I'm perfect the way I am. I am thinking about an email. How la. How la means all is well and getting better. Everything is good. You can say, you don't have to say how la, you can say everything is good. And in accepting that thing that's going on in your consciousness practice, you will see how it just goes away because you're not holding on to it anymore. You're not judging it, saying it's good or bad, whatever. You're just saying it's all fine. Everything's fine. I accept myself. I love myself exactly as I am. So as we start removing those things that are getting in the way of us being able to stay in the present moment, then staying in the present moment becomes easier. And when we're able to stay in the present moment, when we're able to focus on a conversation with a family member, when we're able to pay attention when we get an inspiration that comes in, then we can start to see how being in the present moment is really all we ever wanted anyway. All the things we're striving for, all the things that we want, the fulfillment, the feeling of happiness and bliss, gratitude, connection with others, all those things come from being able, having the capacity to stay in the present moment. Because when you're in the present moment, you are in this full attention state of it's unconditional love. And it connects you to your life and to where you are, and you realize the peace that exists in every moment. You realize that things are changing all the time. In every moment, everything is changing. So you don't, it's impossible to get too attached on what's going on in any moment. And you get, again, out of these limiting emotions like worry and fear. And you start to understand that you are already in the life that you want to live, that you already are perfect just the way you are, that there was never anything wrong with you. And even the inability, the difficulty with paying attention and being in the present moment and, the situations that we might have with those devices was actually a perfect part of your plan that helped you come back to your true self and come back to, what you always wanted in life. So I hope this was helpful today. If you have any questions or want to check out my other teaching offerings, you can go to my website, intothehum.com. Thank you.